2,400 years ago, the philosopher Plato wrote a story that terrifyingly predicts the year 2026. We call it the Allegory of the Cave. Most people think it is a metaphor for education. They are wrong. It is a documentary about control. It is a blueprint of the prison you were born into. Imagine a row of prisoners chained in a cave since birth. They are shackled so tightly they cannot move their heads. They can only see the wall in front of them. Behind them is a fire. Between the fire and the prisoners there is a walkway. Puppeteers walk along this walkway, holding up cardboard cutouts of animals, kings, and monsters. The fire casts shadows of these objects onto the wall. The prisoners watch the shadows. They name them. They fear them. They worship them. To them, the shadows are not reflections. The shadows are reality. Plato asks, if you released one of them, would he not be blinded by the light? Would he not try to kill the man who freed him? In the 21st century, the cave has been upgraded. The shackles are wireless. The shadows are in 4K resolution, and the puppeteers are algorithms. You think you are free. You think you are seeing the world. But you are watching a shadow play designed to keep you seated, docile, and afraid. In this dossier, we will dismantle the illusion. We will connect Plato to the concept of hyperreality. We will expose the puppeteers who manufacture your consent, and we will walk you through the painful, blinding process of leaving the cave. Welcome to Umbra Decode. Wake up. To understand the cave, we must understand the nature of the shadows. The French philosopher Jean Baudrillard updated Plato's theory for the modern age. He called it simulacra. A simulacrum is a copy of a copy of a copy until the original meaning is lost. We no longer live in reality. We live in a hyper-reality. Look at the news. Is it reality? No. It is a curated, edited, and dramatized narrative. It is a shadow cast on the wall. They choose the angle, they choose the music, they choose the victim and the villain. By the time the event reaches your eyes, it has been processed into entertainment. You are not reacting to the event, you are reacting to the shadow of the event. Look at social media. We curate our lives into a highlight reel. We filter our faces. We edit our thoughts. We fall in love with the digital avatars of people, not the people themselves. We are prisoners falling in love with shadows. Plato warned us, but prisoners would mistake appearance for reality. When you scroll for hours, you are not connecting with the world. You are staring at the wall of the cave, hypnotized by the puppet show. Who are the puppeteers? In Plato's time, they were the sophists, the politicians, and the poets who manipulated public opinion. Today, they are the architects of desire, marketing departments, political strategists, algorithm engineers. Their goal is not to show you the truth. Their goal is to keep you watching the wall. Linguist Noam Chomsky called this manufacturing consent. The puppeteers know that if they can control the shadows, they can control the prisoners without using physical force. If they want you to support a war, they cast a shadow of a scary enemy. If they want you to buy a car, they cast a shadow of a beautiful lifestyle. If they want you to be anxious, they cast a shadow of a collapsing economy. They play on your biology. They know that fear, the shadow of the monster, keeps you glued to the screen. They know that outrage, the shadow of the villain, makes you click. You believe these thoughts are your own. I am angry about this. I need this product. But they are not your thoughts. They are programmed responses to programmed stimuli. You are not the thinker. You are the receiver. Now, imagine a prisoner is freed. Does he run joyfully toward the exit? No. Plato says,
He would suffer sharp pains, the glare would distress him, and he would be unable to see the realities of which in his former state he had seen the shadows. The truth is not comfortable. The truth is blinding.
This is cognitive dissonance. When you first encounter reality, when you realize your ideology is false or your heroes are corrupt, it physically hurts. Your brain tries to reject it. It tries to look back at the wall. The shadows were soft. The shadows were easy. The fire is harsh. Most people, when offered the red pill, will spit it out. They prefer a comfortable lie to a painful truth. The ascent is steep and rugged. To leave the cave is to leave your tribe. The other prisoners are still chained. You are climbing alone. You lose friends. You lose community. You lose your sense of certainty. This is the dark night of the soul. Video 20. It is the price of admission for reality. Finally, the prisoner steps into the sun. At first, he can only look at reflections in the water. Then, he looks at the objects themselves. Finally, he looks at the sun. The sun represents the form of the good, the ultimate truth. He realizes that the shadows in the cave were just poor imitations of these real objects. This is the state of enlightenment, or critical consciousness. Once you see the mechanism, you cannot unsee it. You walk through the modern world and you see the strings. You see the advertisement not as truth, but as a psychological manipulation tactic. You see the political debate not as democracy, but as theater designed to divide the populace. You are in the world, but not of it. You have achieved mental sovereignty. Here is the tragic ending of the allegory. The freed man feels pity for his fellow prisoners. He goes back down to save them. But his eyes are now adjusted to the sun. In the darkness of the cave, he stumbles. He looks clumsy. The prisoners laugh at him. They say, up he went and came back with his eyes ruined. They conclude that it is dangerous to leave the cave. When he tries to free them, they do not thank him. Plato writes, if they could lay hands on the man who was trying to set them free and lead them up, they would kill him. This was a prophecy. Socrates, Plato's teacher, tried to wake up Athens. They executed him. History kills its prophets. The herd hates the one who disrupts the illusion. They protect their chains because the chains give them a sense of belonging. So, what is your duty? You cannot force people to wake up. You cannot tear the mask off their face. You will only tear their skin. Your duty is to save yourself. Question the narrative. Curate your inputs. Be willing to be misunderstood. The cave is crowded. The path to the sun is lonely. But it is the only path worth taking. To break the chains, subscribe to Umbra Decode. Realize the shadows are not real.